to use it.
And they smash it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone just, everyone just demolishes the crap out of it. And
yeah. And it's no good anymore.
It always happens like the third or fourth day of the beginning of the next month. It's trash now.
Yeah.
It literally only lasts like a good month.
Yeah, that figures.
Week, and then it goes right back.
Yeah, right. All right, well, it's kind of a chill night here at MB2, so maybe we'll do a topic. Let's talk about racing lines tonight. If you've never done high-speed driving before, high-performance driving, the first thing that you want to know is a term called the racing line, and the racing line is the fastest way around the racetrack. You have your inside line, which is the shortest way. You have your outside line, which is the longest way. And then you have the racing line, which is the fastest way, and it's a mix between the two. And maybe I'll take you through a little walkthrough of the racing line here at MB2. Generally, the philosophy is you want to try to keep your line such that you don't have to turn any more than you have to. That allows you to keep the most speed. That rule can be bent often depending on what the circumstances of the track are, but generally the principle applies. So we'll try to take you through it a little bit here. So through this corner, you want to be against the inside barriers, you want to drift wide, hit your apex here. That's the spot where you're furthest in the turn, swing out a little bit, apex right about here, drift back outside to this end of the racetrack as well. That allows you to keep your speed up. You want to apex here, and you want to treat this as one long turn. Apex here, little light tap of the brakes, apex here, lift on the throttle and apex here and let the car push out. Here we go. So we're going to swing out wide, lift. This car's a little loose. Somebody spun out and I got no brakes. So we got to be careful on this one. A couple of general principles that you want to obey: brake before you turn and turn in slowly. Little light tap of the brakes, back on the throttle, lift, back on the throttle past the apex. The car's sticking a little better now. Now hug it inside, stay outside, lift, apex. You're going to let it swing out wide so you carry a lot of speed. Apex, hold it, apex, light tap the brakes, turn it inside, try not to get hit. So when you got to make a pass, you need to go where the other guy's not. So he's not going inside, so that's where I'm going to try to go. Light tap the brakes, back on the throttle, a little bit of wheel hop. That usually means you're going pretty fast. But you might want to let your line drift out, so that way the car can stay stable. Something's really rattling around on the back of this car. I don't know what it is. I think the car broke. Well, I've never had that happen before. I didn't even crash. Looks like they're gonna bring me a new one. Thanks, man. I don't know. I heard it go though. Well, if you get a broken car, always let the track workers know about it. Not just because you actually want a car that works, but for your own safety and for the safety of everybody on the racetrack too. There's your PSA for the night. So that's a quick overview of the racing line on this track. If you find the racing line at whatever facility that you do, it's the fastest way around the racetrack. And if you're not on it, you're not going to be going as fast as you could. The times that you need to get off it are when you're trying to pass somebody who's slower than you, because you have to go somewhere where they're not. Number 9 is a little understeer now. So let's talk about that. If you got a car that's understeering, it means there's not enough weight on the front wheels. So it's trying to push through the turn. What'll happen is you'll turn and it'll feel like it's not turning. It'll just feel like it's still going straight. What you need to do is you need to get off the throttle and you need to use the brakes to get the weight over the front wheels if they're not responding. And you don't have to do much. Usually it's just a light tap or drag them coming into a corner just a little bit, and that's enough to get the weight over the front wheels and get your traction back. You're not going to be as fast as you could if your setup was optimal, but when you're on the track, you can't really change anything. So you got to work with what you got. So for example, I understeered right there and I missed my apex just a little bit. So the next time I come through, I got to wait longer before I get back on the gas. So pay attention here. I got on the throttle before apex. Now I'm going to wait until we're past the apex and then we get back on the throttle. And that sets me up better for the next turn as well. So one of the cool things about being a YouTuber is you pick up fans, and I met one here tonight. What's your name, buddy?
Jaden.
Jaden, how long have you been coming here?
A couple weeks.
Couple weeks? So he's brand new, guys. So we're gonna give him some tips. How often are you gonna come back?
Like every week, probably.
All right, well, we're gonna turn him into a pro racer. You watch. So if I get a pass set up on one of these guys here pretty soon, I'll walk you through it. When you're passing people, you generally have to think not just in the corner that you're in or the straightaway that you're on, but you have to think ahead on the racetrack. People that are good at coming through traffic think 2, 3, 4 turns ahead of where they're actually at. And that goes back to the racing line, because the proper racing line will link all the segments of the racetrack together. If you get it right, it should feel nice and smooth, while at the same time very fast. Oh, this one's a drifter. So it's gonna be loose, so I have to be really careful on the throttle when I'm going through the turns. If you have to dive bomb the inside, the thing you don't want to do is try to do the turn all at once. You want to be really patient and wait for the line to open up. You notice that guy went wide. And he went wide because he went shallow on the entry. So I did the opposite. I went wide on entry, which allowed me to go shallow on exit, carry more speed, and pass him coming out of the turn. When you're passing people, you have to go where the guy in front of you is not going. Always be patient with slower drivers. The only thing you do if you're not is just scare them away. That's not what you want to do. So you notice this car is getting really loose coming out of the turn. So I have to be really patient on the throttle. I don't want to be making any sudden moves on the wheel. I need to be really gradual, and I also need to be really gradual with my throttle application. If I just jam it, I'm going to spin. So here we go. We're in traffic. I got to go where the guy in front of me is not. I'm following the guy who's braking through the cleanest, and I'm looking for where he's leaving the door open. He just left the door open, and I'm going to take it, even though he's trying to squeeze me off. But he's going to come up the inside, so I'm going to wait so that way we don't cause a crash, and I'm going to get him back. And then I'm going to drive defensive. I'm going to protect the inside so he can't pass me back. And we made the pass. How'd you do?
Huh?
How'd you do? 23? You getting used to it still?
Yeah.
Yeah. This cart pulls a little bit. You notice I don't touch it, then it goes right to the left. Stuff you have to overcome when you do rentals. These cars, the chassis might be bent. Who knows? All kinds of stuff. Even though they are in theory all the same car, they're really not, because some get more accidents than others, etc. especially on a practice day like this, where the only thing that counts is your best lap. You don't need to jam your way through and make everybody angry at you. The only thing you risk is breaking the car, breaking your body, or breaking someone else's body, in which case you gotta break the bank to get a lawyer. It's not worth it. And that's how to go fast at MB2 Sylmar. What do we tell them, Jaden? Two flags out.